Hello. Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? I already have somebody in my basement. You're early, you know that, right? Uh, but as long as you don't mind waiting a little bit down there, you can be the first one up. Hey, Ronald. Hilda was the first one in the house. Yep. So welcome in, Kenneth. Welcome in. Loves is here. And Ronald. Welcome, welcome. Thank you. It's the 13th. I'm Redheaded Riding Hood. You can call me Red. And I was going to sing for you, and I'm really nervous. And I didn't even realize it was I'm like, oh, it's time to start. I'm like, I need to, oh, help me, Lord. What do I need to do? I need to pray. There's a Keisha song. And the video was filmed at Salvation Mountain, which is near, what's that place called? I think it's in California, Slab City. It's near Slab City. It's called Praying. In the beginning, she says, "Am I dead? Or is this one of those dreams? Those horrible dreams that seem like they last forever? If I'm alive, why? Why? If there is a God or whatever, something, somewhere, why have I been abandoned by everyone and everything I've ever known, I've ever loved, stranded? What's the lesson? What's the point? God, give me a sign or I have to give up. I can't do this anymore. Please just let me die. Being alive hurts too much." Well, you almost had me fooled. Told me that I was nothing without you. Oh, after everything you've done, I can thank you for how strong I have become. 'Cause you brought the flames and you put me through hell. I had to learn how to fight for myself. And we both know all the truth that I can tell. I'll just say this as I bid you farewell. I hope you're somewhere praying. Praying, I hope your soul is changing. I hope you find your peace, falling on your knees, praying. I'm proud of who I am. No more monsters, I can breathe again. And you said that I was done. Well, you were wrong, and now the best is yet to come. 'Cause I can make it on my own. I don't need you, I found a strength I've never known. Well, that's it. I'm done. That's just off the cuff. Hey, Char Parts here. Hello. Hello, hello. I am going to start with a poem. My poem of the day. My poem of the day is now. My poem of the day. I'm going to keep practicing singing, y'all. Don't worry, don't worry. I have fuchsia in my hair and my nails are gone. I'm saving some money and not gonna go to the nail salon for a little bit. I'm gonna read this poem called The Haunting. Which was inspired by the Devo I'm going to read for the day. My Utmost First Highest. Because Oswald Chambers asked, "What are you haunted by?" and talks about you should be haunted by God. This is from the 7-Story Tree. I could just run away, try to live my way another day, but what would be the use? Wasted time, a wasted life. But then again, I could give it all to him, and he transforms it. If I turn to the left or to the right, you're halfway there, or perhaps not quite. I hear him all the time. I open my eyes and he lights up the sky. In a song I see him, in a tree he's there. What is this love he has for me? Wherever I go, to a movie or a show, there isn't a thought he doesn't know. He is the great I am, and yet he is my friend. It's too wonderful to comprehend. He'll always be there till the end. When we've been there 10,000 years, his voice will echo in my ears. Still his praises I will sing, always and forever. He is my king. Diana's here. Hi, Diana. I always forget that I can show the comments at first. I don't know why. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I forgot to put my earrings on. I have peace earrings. But oh well, I'll be okay. I have tea. It's red raspberry Bigelow. Try to calm me down here. I'm good though. I have my stuffed animals. I have to show you. I put them all over here. I have stickers. If anybody wants a sticker, email me. It's my elephant. One of my elephants. So how is everybody? I'm so glad y'all are here. I'll bring up my first guest in a minute, okay? Just a minute, and then maybe more people will pop in my basement. I sent links out to some people. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, I hope you have time. Okay, I'll be on probably till 11. I'm going to bring up my first guest in a minute. And I wanted to show you this animal. This is a thing that my middle daughter made me a long time ago. It says, happy birthday, of Claire. And she had her baby. It's a girl. She's adorable. And I will meet her someday. And oh yeah, this is the little camel from my Claire too. When she was in the army and she was in Dubai, and she got me a camel. She got me a camel. So, and this is the little elephant my mom got when Claire was born and gave me. So So what do y'all think? Is my singing getting better? I think it's getting a little bit better. I'll keep practicing. I need voice lessons. Who gives voice lessons? All right, I'm gonna bring up my first guest. Without further ado, it's
Well, hello, hello.
Hilda. How are you?
I'm fine, and you? The
I'm
box
good.
that you showed, the little box with the flower, that's beautiful.
Uh, what do you mean?
That little box you were just showing with the little heart in it,
Oh, yeah. She
that is
painted
so
that.
cute.
You
Yeah, that
get
is
these at
so
like
adorable.
you get these at we would get them at Michael's or whatever, the craft
Hmm.
place, and then she painted it.
It
Yeah.
looks so beautiful.
I had so many little things that they made me. They painted me a little like birdhouse, and I didn't save the birdhouse, and I'm not sure one or two of my girls did it, I guess, or something. I couldn't save it everything. I had so much stuff, you know.
Yeah, I know how that goes.
But I picked out certain things to save. Like I was gonna show you guys. Like, I saved this old candy dish that was from my mom and from my grand. I think this was from my dad's mom, and it's the antique one. It has chocolate, and I
Yeah.
have Easter candy. It's an Easter egg.
Oh, I have my chocolate, so
I haven't been. I haven't been. Yeah, you're the chocolate lady. That's right. I love chocolate too, but I was trying to eat less sugar because I got my A1C down, so that was good. I got my A1C down from them wanting to put me on the medicine to them not. I didn't go on the medicine, but I got it from 6.6 down to 6.2.
that's
So
good. That's
yeah, I
good.
was really excited about that. But my back started hurting again, so I haven't been swimming.
Yeah, I saw that on one of your videos that you didn't go swimming because your back was bothering.
Yeah, it happened right when I started swimming, and then it was kind of funny because we were flipping. Gladys's back was hurting her, so we were flipping her mattress, and then I hurt my back trying to flip her mattress. Uh,
Oh, yeah.
and so then I went swimming a
And
couple
your
times, and then I
and your singing and your singing was good. I love the singing.
thank you. I just do it off the cuff, and I was just like, and I almost chickened out. I was like, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sing that. I'm not going to do it. I
I'm
almost.
glad you did. I'm glad you did.
Oh, thank you. I just love that song. And to contrast it, the one they play all the time is like where she says, and it's Gabby Barrett. I didn't even know who it was, but it's a popular song where she's like, I hope she cheats, and it's just like so negative, and I'm just like, I don't like that song. I think like I'll say, I hope you're somewhere praying instead of, I hope the next person cheats on you.
Hmm.
That's just like sad and negative, you know?
Yeah, I try to listen to positive songs,
Hmm.
the negative ones, because it always brings you down.
Hmm. And so, what have you been up to? You're in Texas, right? You're still in El
Yep,
Paso?
yep. For now, for now. What I've been up to is my cross stitching, doing what the doctors have been telling me to do, and trying to do things, but I'm limited. So,
Mm. What have the doctors been telling you to do?
well, I'm still resting and laying in bed a lot, and but I still move around and do a few exercises I'm allowed to do. I can't do a lot of walking without my walker or my cane, so I've been doing some of that. But I haven't been out much because they're remodeling the apartments next to me and all the
Hmm.
dust gets to me. So And with all the winds we've been having lately, I haven't been going out much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Easter is on Sunday. Yeah, and that's why I
yeah.
bought my little eggs.
I loved the food that you made earlier.
Yeah, I hadn't made that in forever, and I saw it somewhere. I think on YouTube. Somebody mentioned it. These are my little Easter eggs. So
Those are cute.
I took a limited amount of, decorations,
Well, I have the colored eggs.
and I forgot to get these out
The little
because these are
plastic.
just like wooden. Uh-huh.
Yeah, these. And I decorated my table in the front room.
This
So,
is Christmas.
oh, how cute!
My mom made that
So cute.
50 some years ago. So
I have
my name
some.
is not Susan.
I have some that my mom made us 6 kids out of material, different colors.
Yeah,
With
she made me
we
for
used
all
those pens, the writing pens with the paint.
that.
We did that.
Mm-hmm.
We've made decorations every year growing up.
Hey, Arnie's here. Hi, Arnie. I sent you a link, John. How would I send Arnie a link? I don't know, but I'm sending it, privately. So,
Yeah, I love the videos you've been doing lately. I comment on all of them, so.
yes, I appreciate that. Yeah, I
Well, the one you
appreciate
did today with the lasagna, I said, I want to crawl through the phone. That looks so good.
it's layering it like lasagna. It's chicken, King Ranch chicken, and I guess my mom learned that recipe because she was in Texas. My parents
Mhm.
were in Texas for 10 years. They were in Austin, and then they were in Wimberley. And
Yeah, you were. And when you were asking people, do you do this and this? And I said, well, growing up, I ate a lot of German food. So,
Dan's here. Hey, Dan. No one else is popping in my basement. People I sent links to. So I
did
guess
you give one to
Hilda
Love
will
You?
stay up here until someone else pops in my basement.
Loves You is here. I'm looking at my chat on my other phone.
Yes. Yes, I sent should I send you a link on Facebook? I think I sent you a link on Instagram, loves.
Yeah, she is so sweet. I love her videos.
Yeah, I have such a hard time keeping up with everybody's videos though. I want to watch all the videos.
I'm still catching up. I'm like 5 days, 5 or 4 days behind.
I'm
So
way behind. I'm further behind than that. And then I try to watch Story Chasing, and I'm way behind. I don't know. And then I joined Alyssa Vanilla, and I can't keep up with all her videos either. But I like her videos.
I've been doing it at night when I can't sleep. I've been catching up on videos.
That's a good
Like
idea.
last night, I didn't get to sleep until 4 this morning, and I was doing videos since I couldn't sleep. And then I was on Brandon's live last night and watching on my other phone some lives that I was watching, some videos.
I haven't been over to Brandon's in a while.
Well, he doesn't go on much anymore. He said because he's got a lot of things he's been doing lately.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I got another poem to share. This is from my new book of poems, which I don't know when will be out, but keep praying for me to find a publisher. This one, see if you can tell where I got the inspiration for this one. You're going to tell really soon. It's called Don't Stop. The pain of rejection causes depression, but it's fear that starts the regression. You build walls for your protection. God, what's the lesson you're teaching? It's the risk of reaching. When we live in fear, it torments. But faith and trust in you is pleasing. We are rewarded for believing. Then comes the seeing and receiving. So be sure on your journey that you don't stop believing. Does that sound familiar to anybody? Don't stop believing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you can't find the link. Okay, John's going to come up probably next then. Let's see. Let's see, John.
Sorry, I haven't been around much.
I've seen you around a little bit.
Yeah, but not as much as I used to because lately I've been depressed over different things and I just haven't wanted to get on my phone much. Plus, I had some tests run a couple weeks ago because they thought I might have had cancer, colon cancer. But I didn't, thank God.
Oh, thank God. I had that. I had the colonoscopy before I lost my insurance, thankfully. Because when I got divorced, then I don't have health insurance anymore. All right, somebody else has popped up, so I'm going to let you down, Hilda. Thanks for coming up.
Oh, you're welcome. Everyone have a good one. Bye.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Hey, John. What's up?
I'm just having a little bit of a glitch here, so don't worry. I'm gonna try to change over to the big array, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I've been having some. I was on Victoria's before, and I went over to Walmart to do some grocery shopping. So I'm running a little behind on everybody tonight. So excuse me if you hear my pizza going off.
I'm gonna send go ahead and send Arnie a link too. So he sent a lot of people a link. And so far, if everybody comes up one at a time, that'll be cool. Hello, John and Nancy. Welcome, welcome. Yes, I love the Keisha song. I'm trying to find, okay. Oh, I didn't start echoing because I went away. I don't have the YouTube side open. Okay, I'm getting your link, Arnie, and then I'm sorry. Oops.
Yep, smells like dinner's ready. Oh, ouch. Oh.
Okay, I've got it, Arnie. So what are you making today, John?
I'm doing Ilio's pizza tonight.
Oh, Ilios. I haven't heard of Ilios. Is that just in Connecticut? Or is it?
You can get them at Walmart.
Oh, okay. It's a frozen pizza.
See? It's a box pizza.
Okay.
It's 6 slices. Usually I get them around the first.
Hold it up
the
again.
third. Huh?
Hold it up again. I put you so low. Ilios. Okay, Ilios. All right.
Yes,
Wow, that looks good.
it comes in the pack of three, of six slices, 3 slices per unit times three. There's 9 slices, and get them at Walmart for like three something. It's not that bad, and they're not as used to be. Remember the kids used to do the commercials for them.
No.
Yeah, a long time ago, Ilio's Pizza used to have two children that used to do the things for the Ilio's Pizza. One was the spokesperson, and one was the supposedly played the brother who would put the pizza in the toaster oven for the young one.
Oh, I bet that was a cute commercial.
Yes, it was. It was a cute commercial, and the commercial ran from 1980 all the way to through the 90s. And what happened was the kids actually grew up on TV
Ah,
who did it. And
huh.
you probably don't remember the old "Don't Squeeze the Charmin" commercials.
Yeah, don't squeeze the Charmin. I remember that.
Well,
Yeah.
that was done by another guy that actually lived right here in Connecticut. The old guy
Huh.
actually did those commercials. Lived right here in Southington, Connecticut.
Oh, wow.
I met the dude actually when I was up
Imagine
there
that.
working. I was up there working, and I ended up meeting the "Don't Squeeze the Charmin" guy. He was really cool. He was a nice guy, a good buddy of mine.
Could you tell it was him? How could
Oh
you?
yeah, yeah. They actually did. Did you know where they actually did those commercials? Was actually in Connecticut.
In Connecticut?
Hmm. They were done at an IGA in Connecticut. He said, "Yeah, we do all the commercials for Don't Squeeze the Charmin in an IGA in Connecticut." He told me. He said the IGA that they were using was an actual IGA for right here in Watertown, Connecticut.
Huh.
So the store is a very famous store, actually, and it's a the store is so well known. The plaza is so well known. Okay, as the it's actually called the "Don't Squeeze the Charmin" Plaza. On when you look it up on Facebook and all of it, that's what it goes under. The plaza was actually it's a joke of a name that they put on the plaza because the "Don't Squeeze the Charmin" commercials were done at that IGA. So when you were looking at the thing, when you see the double doors, when he would come out from the double doors, that was actually him in the back room. They would use the front room, the front of the place in front of where the actual toilet paper went for the actual commercials.
Really?
Yes, they did. He was in front of the actual toilet paper aisle. Is where they set up, the dropping for the commercial itself. He said
Oh.
that the guy, okay, the director was actually standing in one of the, where they have those cashier places. They actually put the camera on one of the cashier places so they could get the higher height, and they were standing
Mm.
on ladders moving the camera around. And he said, yeah, he said it was fun. We would have to close the whole store down for one day to do one thing. And the lady that actually, the elder lady that would, try to squeeze the Charmin,
Uh-huh.
that was actually one of the actual, the girls that actually took your money. That was one of the girls who actually took your money at the store. I went and I talked to, because I used to bell ring for the holidays, and I bell rang right outside that store. When I found
Hmm.
out it was a famous location, I talked to the manager. He said, "Yeah, we in the past, in the late '80s, this store used to do all the Charmin commercials in our store." I said, "So basically, the front area was in a thing of a U. So when you would go in, you would go in like this around the back side of the store. But instead, they would put the Charmin thing right in front of the toilet paper aisle." And she would try this. The actress, the lady who was trying to squeeze the Charmin to see if it was soft, was actually an actual checker from the store.
Hmm.
Yes, and they have pictures of her in the IGA with the brother jumping out saying, "Don't squeeze the Charmin." And to this day, her daughter actually works in the same position she was in. I said, "That's your
Wow.
grandma?" And she said, "Yeah, that's my grandmother." She was funny. She said, "Yeah, that's my grandma. She was a famous IGA checker."
Wow.
You
Interesting.
never know what you thought, that maybe they would be in California or someplace like that.
Yeah.
But no, Charmin Ultra was actually a company in Connecticut, in
Wow.
actually Fairhaven, Connecticut.
Who knew?
Nobody knew,
Hmm.
and the stuff is made down south. The
Hmm.
products are made down south in a
Yeah. I
paper
never
mill.
would get it because I I would always use we had a septic system too, and um I would clog the toilet. So I would use too much paper, and then and I felt like that would, because it was so fluffy, that it would be worse for the, I don't know. But
It was
I
made
bet it was
from
probably safe for a septic tank. But
It
in
was safe,
Georgia,
septic safe. It was the first septic safe toilet paper on the market.
wow.
You know why?
Why?
It was made from Tennessee pulp, and Tennessee. You know what made it so fluffy?
What?
It had wool inside it,
Oh, wool.
light strands of wool
You think that would be
in between the
scratchy?
paper. That's why the guy had to stop her from squeezing the Charmin. People kept squeezing this thing, and it was ruining the packaging. Actually, the problem was people started squeezing the Charmin, and that's where that thing came up. Don't squeeze the Charmin, because they were ruining the packaging. You know how they would package 4 rolls in a package with the plastic around it? Well, if you went to squeeze that plastic, the plastic would pop, and then they couldn't sell those rolls because they
Hmm.
were considered to be contaminated. So that's why they said don't squeeze the Charmin. They caught people doing that, ruining the toilet paper.
That was a good that was their motto though. That was their
Yeah, that was their motto, because what happened was people were squeezing the Charmin, ruining their packaging, so they were losing money. You get it? It was so soft, they
mm,
were squeezing it in the packaging, making the packaging pop. And they found this problem that people were getting so soft with it that they were going, you know, till the packaging would pop. And now they couldn't sell those packages. They had to, throw them in the dumpster, basically. So this company was losing money. And that's what prompted them to say, don't squeeze the Charmin. And our Connecticut boys up in knew how to invent a candy slogan, turned it into a slogan. And then from
Yeah.
there, they hired the old guy and this lady to do these things. And it was really cool. And Connecticut is known for two famous areas in Connecticut that are really famous. One is this little IGA, and
Hmm.
two is Holy Land in Waterbury, Connecticut.
Wow.
Hmm. We have a cross on the hill that actually lights up.
Oh, Char
At
has a
one
random
time, it was an
question.
actual theme park. It was invented by a Waterbury native, a holy theme park.
Oh, that sounds cool. I drove
Yes,
by
and
the
what
Ark
happened was
in
it.
it's in Kentucky. So Char has a question. She says, "Was your hair bright red when you were a teen and 20s, or was it more orange?" Random question. It was about, the tip right here was red. I've posted pictures on my Instagram. I was just looking for you on Facebook. Do you have somewhere where I can send you a link? Oh, I know. I could send you an email. I can send you an email, Char, for the link because I'm not wanting to drop it in the. I actually have some crazy trolls that try to come in my basement, and so I'm trying
Yeah,
to
we've
avoid
heard of
that.
it. Don't worry.
Yeah,
We've been
and I'm
hearing
just trying
about.
to avoid that. Um, not lately, but anyways, there have been
Yeah,
some
we've been hearing about
troll
that.
activity on my other accounts, so and troll activity here actually. But
Did you hear about the? They were saying that a couple of YouTubers were saying that they were coming. I was on Victoria's, and Victoria was on another person's live, and the guy came up butt naked on the live.
um, yeah, why did
Yeah,
they let them up?
they got up without the. They don't know how they got up because they didn't even get a chance to to see.
Okay, I got somebody else in the basement. So I will say bye, John. Thanks for coming up.
All right, see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Well, you'll see me next week, but I'll be doing videos, but not live. We have Dan. Hey, how's it going?
I read.
Hi.
What you been doing other than posting videos of food and stuff?
I've been doing a daily devotional. I really like
Yeah.
it. It's more for me. And now I started doing a poem of the day. So I'm really, really busy. And I'm like, I didn't do my poem of the day yet.
Did
So
you did you get rid of Sonny?
no, I didn't. I didn't even list him yet. I didn't list him yet, but I'm going to. I'm going to
Oh,
soon. I've taken my pictures already.
so you
Um,
haven't had a change of heart then on that.
I no, I haven't. I still am probably gonna sell him if I feel like, if I get the right offer. Yeah. Because my son was like, "Well, bring him here, bring him to Denver, bring the RV to Denver and sell it here." And I could do that also because I'm probably going to Denver like the end of May.
You can
So
park it at his place.
I'm excited about that. I don't think he really has a space to park it. He's in like a condominium.
Oh,
But I would probably go stay at the Cherry Creek State Park. It's really beautiful. It's where I stayed at when I first went there.
yeah.
Um, I parked one night at a park. I was in an RV park that was like so sketchy. I think I told you about it. It was called Denver Meadows.
Yeah.
Only it was called like in one review online it was Denver Ghettos. It's more like Denver Ghettos because it was pretty it was not in a great neighborhood, but you walked not that far and it was a nice neighborhood again. And it was right by, it was interesting, it was right by like a VA hospital.
Oh,
Like I walked around and I was like, what is this? And it was a really beautiful building right near this RV park, which was in a bad neighborhood. And it was a beautiful, really nice veterans hospital. A
nothing
VA
like Crater Lake, though,
hospital. I still have the Crater Lake picture on my Redheaded Riding Hood Facebook page. Yeah, that was fun. It was cold. And then the next day after we were at Crater Lake, I went to Lake of the Woods and I went outside and it was snowing. Like I was on YouTube and it was like 11 a.m. And I was kind of mad at myself because I missed it actually snowing. I wish I had seen it snowing. But I went outside and there was snow on the ground and I'm like, oh my goodness, it snowed. And my heat was working good, I guess. And yeah, that was the next day after I left you guys, after we left Crater Lake. And that was pretty wild.
Yeah, it was getting cold, so for
Yeah.
me, I had to get back south.
Yeah, and you guys drove and drove and drove, right? Did you stay in Oregon?
Yeah, and I made a mistake when I put into my maps to go to George's house outside of Reno. I took the route, but it wasn't highway, so so I didn't click on highway. So it took me down through the mountains and trees and the logging and the farming and the uh, dairy farms and whatever. And we just about hit a 150-pound little calf on the road, and there was just a lot of wildlife running around. So
Yeah, I heard
uh,
about that.
yeah, yeah. Uh, Too dark. I don't like driving at night. So I hit a railroad tie on top of
Mm,
a bridge in Louisiana, and it threw me against the guardrail and tweaked my
goodness.
frame. Because the only thing I could do is try to hold on and hit it straight on. And when I did, it blew the airbag, killed the engine, blew both tires, threw me over on the rail, and I slid
Mm.
into the medium. And everything I had in the back of my van was upside down. So, and I happened to have a can of paint back there, and it was a
Oh
mess.
no.
It
Oh
was like
no.
$20,000. I said, why don't you just do salvage? And they go, no, we're gonna fix it. Okay, all right, but it never did run right after that. So
Mm.
anyway, I ended up getting rid of it. But it's hard to get rid of something when you got to tell them that it's been through an accident like that. So I had to take a loss on it. But
Mm.
anyway, yeah, I don't like driving at night.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't either. I didn't drive my RV a lot at night, only certain times. And I can remember when I was first, it was like April, it was like this time last year about when I left Southern California and just started going north. And then I was driving at night and I was like, this is really like the first time I drove for an extensive amount of time at night. And that was when the TV, I heard this loud noise like right behind me. And I'm like, what was it? I should have really pulled over. I probably should have pulled over, but I kept driving and then I stopped to get gas. and I look and it was the TV fell like right behind my head. And that was the TV when I was at Troy's. I gave George, and I
But
just,
still worked, right?
yeah, it still worked. It fell right on the cushion for the kitchenette, the 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 seat for the dinette. So yeah, it didn't break or anything,
I
but
think we we left you at that one little rest stop camp area that was closed before dark. Yeah, we drove all night. We got in I think like 3:30 in the morning at in George's alley in his backyard. Yeah, that
oh,
was that was crazy. I shouldn't have done that, but yeah,
yeah.
could have just pulled over. Could have, should have.
I was happy to find that place. I loved Oregon. I want to
I
go
do
back
too.
there this year.
Are you not
Um,
going to go to that meetup?
oh no, 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 not gonna go to that meetup. No.
You know, I would go up in that area and maybe stop in as a day trip, you know, to visit them. But you know, I would. There's so many other places up there that I would like to. Family. I have a family homestead up there too.
Yeah, my oh really? My
Yeah,
niece moved up there.
Tillamook.
She just moved up there.
Mm,
So my niece moved to Bend, so I probably will be
mhm.
going to see her sometime this year.
Well, my
Um,
family has a
up in the north.
apple orchard and dairy farm in Tillamook, Oregon,
Hmm.
and we salvage logs out of the Tillamook River for a good while. But yeah, I like to go see family up there. I mean, when you're going to take a trip and you're going to go a distance, let's say like the M22 that you know everybody was you know planning to do this year. If I'm going to go that distance,
This year.
I'm
Yeah, I
going to
went.
go to Minnesota and see my son that I haven't seen in like I don't know year and a half.
Hey, just Jessica's in my basement. So
Okay, well I'll drop
thanks
down.
for coming up. I'm
No
having people
problem.
one at a time. I appreciate you.
Talk
Thank
talk
you.
talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Hi,
Hey,
Jessica. How you doing? I'm
I'm
glad you
doing
could come.
good. Yep, I just got done doing bait the hook.
Uh-huh. So what do they do at his live streams?
We do coin raise, coin auctions, win
Oh,
some free coins.
that's interesting. Okay.
Yeah. So I just
What's your
got done doing his coin race.
huh? I'll have to check that out sometime. I never heard of a coin race.
Yeah, his channel's called Bait the Hook.
Uh-huh. So does he collect coins? And does he fish? See, that's what's confusing me. Does he
Well,
fish or does he collect coins or does he do both?
I think he does both, but they mostly what I see, um, he does coin race and he does coin auctions. If anyone wants to do coin auctions and do scratch card, stuff like that.
Hmm.
So I help him out when he's live.
Sounds fun. I sent Arnie a link.
Yep.
Oh, Char is reading more of her story. Yeah, see, I've been behind. See, I haven't had time to write. So, how is the kitten painting coming?
It's going good. I just put another like second coat on the I did the whole kitten white to start with before I start putting the white and gray together. So I just got done doing the second coat of the white.
Mhm.
Then
Oh, and Diana's back. Thanks, Diana.
it's still kind of see through, so I might put like one more coat of white on it. Hey Diana, hi Jennifer Hearts.
Yeah, I can email. I have trouble doing two things at once, and I was gonna try and say another poem. So, and people, hey, you can go ahead and drop your link in the chat.
Okay,
My
I could
just
do it from my phone. Yeah, I was not able to go live today because I was busy going grocery shopping with my family.
Yes, thanks for coming up, John. So should I say my favorite poem for you? Well,
Okay.
Jessica's up here. You guys have heard this. Old people have heard this a lot of times, but it's my favorite one. You say that no one cares for you? Well, that's not true, because I do, and God does too. Oh, that I could fix your problem. I'd mend you up. You'd no longer be stuck in that addiction or depression, the trials that come in rapid succession. But what can I do? I cannot fix you. I can't make you believe or even relieve that deep ache in your heart. Just where do I start? Don't do nothing, she yelled at me. So what should I do? Scream and shout and run about? Perhaps sit and pout? No, I'll fight a war upon my knees, and quietness and confidence shall be my strength. He keeps my prayers and my tears. Perhaps the overflow makes the rain to water all the pain upon the earth. I'll thank him for this thorn. I'll praise him even when I'm worn, 'cause he carries me through the storm. He walks to me on the tempest sea. The rain brings life back to my dying tree, and one day through the clouds I'll see the rainbow.
That's awesome. I
Yeah,
love that one.
and I learned once some. That's when I learned. My hands were getting all sweaty. I started getting nervous. My hands are getting all sweaty, so like I feel like the flute is slipping out of my hands. It's warm in here
Yeah,
too. So
that's kind of awesome.
did you drop your link, or did somebody drop Passion for Art's link? She has a great channel. You guys got to check it out. And she's painting her paintings on there, and it's very relaxed. It's very like peaceful, like Diana says. I like I like watching you paint, and it's just nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Thank you.
Everybody go check out
And-
Passion for Art.
And
And
I'll
so-
drop my Facebook group link and Instagram.
Cool. Yeah.
And let me get my hands.
Okay. So what I've been doing, you guys have never done this way before, but it seems to be working all right. And they got whoever was up here, just when somebody else pops in my basement, then I'll let Jessica down, and then the next person will come up. And so I guess I can email. I have Char's email. Let me see if I can email you the link, Char. So you and like it, if Diana pops in the basement, then I'll let Jessica down, and I'm going to send you the link now, Tar. I'm in my email, and I sent some.
Hey, Anthony.
Okay, I did it. I got it. I'm not good. Hey, there's Anthony. Hey, Anthony. Oh, I could send Anthony's link too. I need to talk to you about something, Anthony. That reminds me. I can't believe I've forgot all about this.
Yeah, I got 230 subscribers right now.
Yes, go subscribe to Passion for Art, and you will love it. Okay, there, I sent Anthony. And just when anybody else pops up in the basement, then we'll switch out. I think this is working good. What do you guys think of this plan, this idea I had? This is my idea I had. So, and not wanting it. It's nice. Jessica has people up. Well, she's painting, and then I sit there and blabbermouth too much. And I destroy the mood.
You're fine.
All my crazy stories. I apologize. Hi, Floss. Floss is here.
Hey, Foss.
I can yeah, I sent Dan the link on the phone. I can send Floss the link on my phone. Oh, Arnie's here. Thanks for coming up, Jessica. I appreciate you. Be sure to check out Passion for Art's channel. I have another guest in my basement. Thank you so much.
Hey, Arnie. I'm not sure if he can hear me. I think he did.
He can hear you.
Okay. Hey, Arnie.
Hi, Jessica.
Hey.
How are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
So how is it with two channels? Is it hard to, is it a lot to keep up with? You just have two, don't you?
Actually, I have three. I have Layla Maya and Layla Maya second, and then my other one, Fun Seeker.
Wow. I haven't done another channel because I don't think I can keep up with it.
Yeah, my other two, I haven't done anything with them in quite a while.
Mm-hmm.
We just had so many other things going on at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, be sure and go, drop your link if you want. I was gonna try and send. So, do you do different things on your different channels, or is it similar things, or are they different? A little different.
It's kind of similar with my other two. It's mainly about my cats, but sometimes I'll do other things like maybe a cooking video
Mm-hmm.
or a how-to video, something like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did a casserole today that I hadn't done in forever. It was like weird to eat like something like my mom used to make, and I was like, I used to make it when my kids were really little. It's called King Ranch chicken. It's got a little bit of spicy to it, a little bit, because it has Rotel tomatoes and green chilies in it.
Yeah.
It's pretty good. And how are the cats? Your cats have, well, I always see the black one. What's the black one's name?
Yeah, black one is Layla.
Yeah, Layla. She has, see, my son has a dog, a black dog named Layla. The black one seems to have such a personality, sort
Here's
of
Maya. He's
feisty
like
personality.
laying on the laptop, and Layla is sound asleep on the pillow. Layla.
Oh, I love cats. See, and then I had um 13 cats at one time when I was in the big house with my ex. And
Oh,
then
wow.
yeah, they were mostly outside though. And some of them were like feral, so you couldn't really pet them. But
Yeah.
I never had a rodent problem, never. And then my son got the pit bull that they took up to college for a while. I mean, I didn't even get to go to college, and the dog gets to go to college. And the pit bull's name was Layla. But when Layla, she started she would chase the cats, and they were terrified of her. And when she did get a hold of one, it was an old feral cat, and she killed it.
Ooh.
Pretty bad.
Yeah.
And so we had less and less cats. And then when I moved out of my ex's house, I just had a dog. I had a little Maltese. She was so adorable. But and then when I stopped doing Airbnb, I had got rats in my house. I heard them under the house, and my exterminators I wish I had gotten a sort of plan that was cheaper, maybe, but they wanted to do these vents that were like expensive, and then I canceled it because I heard something under the house. And then I canceled it and didn't get these new vents or whatever, and have them put the traps under the house. And then the rats got in the house, and it was just horrible because they had babies, and it was just awful. And so ever since that experience, I'm like, the next pet I get, I'm going to get a cat, because I always loved cats and I never had a rodent problem. Like, I always had a cat. Usually,
Yeah.
For years and years. I mean, even not long after we married and had our first child, we got a cat after we were up here in Georgia. I moved to Georgia. I mean, well, I'm in Illinois now, but I moved to Georgia in 1988, and my oldest was 1.5.
Yeah.
And we got her a cat, and it had kittens. Mm-hmm. So
Yeah. one time we had a mouse in a house. So Layla's following it and she ends up cornering the mouse. And then she comes and gets me. And she's like yelling and yelling and I say to her, "What do you want?"
Yeah,
And
my cat, when we moved into the new house, so the new house was in the woods, the big house where we had ended up with a lot of cats. But when we first moved in that house, we had 3 cats. And my orange cat, when it first saw a mouse, because, the house was in the woods there and everything, it freaked out, because it hadn't seen one before. But then it was like, oh, I'm supposed to get that. And it went after it. But for a minute, it freaked out.
yeah,
Is that what happened?
no, no, what Layla did, she cornered the mouse. She came and got me. And I said to her, "What do you want?" So I followed her and she like sat in front of like a shelving thing and I'm like looking and looking. I don't see anything. So I start moving things and then I'm like, oh, she cornered a mouse. So I went back to my room, got the grabber, picked it up with the grabber, and I took the mouse outside.
I had one of those grabbers to empty the rat traps when I had the rats in my house. Oh my goodness, yeah. Those are handy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's me. I'm switching.
So you're going to go down on this account?
Yeah, because the phone's about to die.
Look, Ronnie's up here. I'm letting you guys be an exception to the rule. Yeah, and someone else pops in the basement. I'll let you guys down. And we'll go on with this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I sent a bunch of links to people earlier. Bye, Hilda. Thanks for coming up.
Whoops.
Hi, Hill.
And I can let that charge up.
I'm drinking my red tea, whatever. Red raspberry. We can just try it, Char. Yes, Easter's on Sunday. Oh, yeah, that reminds me. So what I think I'm going to do is make my red velvet cupcakes for Easter.
Ooh, yummy.
I haven't made them in a long time. Yeah.
That sounds good.
That's my signature thing. I always make them for Red's Airbnb. Got bubbles. Got my bubbles
Yeah,
out.
me and my family will probably eat out on Easter.
Yeah, we used to always do that. I spent so much on groceries and I went to Target. I don't know why I went to Target. Oh, Daryl's here. Hey, Daryl.
Hello, Daryl.
Hi, Daryl.
See, how are you?
I'm not sure what we'll be doing for Easter yet. It's just me, my mom, and my dad's been gone like 6 months already.
Oh, I'm sorry. That's hard. It's always hard when it's like the first holiday that. Or,
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't been to church in a long while, but there's a lot of possibilities around here, and I was thinking of maybe going to. There is a Methodist church and a Lutheran church, and there's a Catholic church, like all within like walking distance. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking probably either the Lutheran or the Methodist. It's very similar to Presbyterian. Okay. Char is here. I'm gonna let you guys go down. Thanks for coming up, Jessica and
Okay.
You're welcome.
Bonnie. 'Cause-
I'll be in the chat.
all right, thank you so much.
You're
You're
welcome.
welcome.
I appreciate you guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.
I don't know how to put you out. Wait, I think like that.
Host can see you. Okay, cool. Now I'm up front.
I can
Oh,
see,
wow, you really can't see me.
now I can. I can see you for a minute.
I'll turn off the light. You can't see me at all.
I can see you. So how's it going?
I'm going pretty good. I've been running up and down the highway doing my appointments and going with my mom when she has her appointments. And then when I'm not doing that, I'm writing. So I'm like, okay,
It's good.
I'll get something done before my live stream.
Hi, Gigi.
I just realized by actually doing the activity of writing that sometimes you don't really get many places when you try to describe the area. You're like, okay, I'll just spend two pages describing what's going on in the scene. So then everybody's like, well, so what's going to happen next? And you're like, well, I only wrote 5 pages. So I'm like, okay, I didn't do more than 5 pages this time. So they can actually get somewhere in the story and see what's going to happen next.
Mm-hmm. I was
Hey,
trying
Catherine.
and
I put Mom as one of your new subscribers.
oh, thank you for subscribing. Welcome in. I don't get as many views on my lives anymore, but
I have another light.
okay. That
Trying
is
to figure out how to have my light on and not like leave the car's light on. Oh. Okay. I gotta have my light off. Now you can see where I'm parked, but not see me.
oh, where are you at?
I'm outside my brother's work area. He's supposed to be getting off of work in an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom said that this area is for employees mostly, so try not to be obvious. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I always sit here singing and everything in the daytime. When I have to be out here for my brother, I pick him up because he doesn't have the vehicle and Mom needs the vehicle. So sometimes I come out and pick him up so she can have the vehicle later or the other way around.
Uh-huh. When I first, when my husband and I first got married, we only had one car. So like if I wanted to use the car, I would take him to work.
I'm still here. Hey, Gigi. Let me see if I can see the chat. Comments. Am I buffering?
No, you're not
Okay.
buffering. You're not buffering.
Opening up chat. There.
Do you ever write poetry, Char?
I do randomly. I don't never think about, hey, I'm just gonna write a bunch of poems. If something comes to mind and I'll capture it.
Yeah. Yeah. Mine is sometimes random like that too. But I mean, now, you know, since I'm trying to write a book and I'm trying to I should write a poem about that. Like thinking about stuff. I haven't been, so in a year when I was on the road, I wasn't, writing a lot of poetry. And so I have stories that I want to write too, because I'm going to write about my Airbnb and stuff. And that's why I feel like I just need to be somewhere more permanent for a while. And
that makes sense.
Traveling too fast, and it was just like, and I wasn't planning ahead, and I wasn't so yeah, it was just like fly by the seat of your pants. And I wasn't keeping good records either.
Yeah,
like I had been when I was in a house. And so I'm working on my taxes now, and I got the 2021. I'm working on my past taxes. So that's a lot of work right now. And
yeah, I notice when I'm traveling and like keeping up with everybody else and then trying to do the meetups, I don't really focus on writing. So when I know I'm going to have a couple weeks that I'm not running around anywhere, I said, okay, let me come up with the next part of my story. So I can imagine how hard it is trying to travel and write.
Yeah. And I feel like just living in it full time, that's not something for me. I know it's for some people, but
yeah,
I like a home base. And I'm excited about being in Denver for a while. I don't know if I'll permanently be there, but because I still really have my heart set on moving back to California.
Oh, cool.
I do. Yeah, I still do. And I haven't been back to California since I left there this last year at this time. And so I am missing it.
I miss visiting Arizona, even though it was not the state I grew up in. I was there for 7 years. I'm like, I want to go back.
Mm-hmm.
It's more, to me, it felt more like home than the state that I grew up in. There's a lot more open-mindedness. And there's so much cultural differences, and it's just open. Like nobody in Arkansas, it's kind of you find areas where people will look at you like they notice you're different. And most places in the other states, they don't really look at you unless you're wearing something weird. And you're like, okay, why is everybody looking at me? So I like Arizona because there's so many different cultures. Nobody really looked at you, and if you said hi, sometimes you can strike up a conversation. You won't just get like a nod and a sideways glance. And sometimes you get random people like they expect you to be stuck up because they're used to just a few that they come across that are rude. So if you say hi to them, they're kind of surprised and they stutter for a little bit, and then they figure out something they want to talk to you. But in Arizona, if you say hi, they'll start off with the weather, and then they'll go about what they're doing today, you'll get a whole string of conversation. And if you both aren't doing anything, you might talk for an hour.
Hmm.
In Arkansas, they're like, "Hey, how you doing? Oh, yes. Hi, how you doing? Well, funny weather we're having. Yeah, oh, yeah, it's been hot. Okay, I gotta go."
That's funny.
So it's like, okay, I feel like the Arizona that I went to Arizona. I visited Iowa, and it's fun to visit, but it's still not as like it doesn't feel like Arizona. Arizona just feels like there's no pressure to do for anybody. So I imagine California is like that because they're even more open minded.
Yeah, it's but it's mostly the scenery and I guess the memories of when I was a child and we would go camping and stuff and go places.
Oh yeah.
So
I did notice that California has a lot of beautiful places. Arizona, it's desert. You know it's gonna be desert. You know, if you find greenery, it's oasis.
yeah. Yeah, I I I've been working on my like inner child, and because they say that's what you're supposed to do. Like if you grew up and you have like abandonment issues or just issues, family issues and stuff, and you're working on, and you're supposed to work on nurturing your inner child, and so I had this dream. And I worked on, see, that's a poem that I haven't finished yet. I started on the poem. I had a dream about losing my youngest child when she was a child, and never happened, I don't think.
Oh.
I think I lost I think I lost my son Ian in a store once and I freaked out. I think I did lose Lydia once in a store, but I was at an amusement park and I went all over like the amusement park. Yeah, I was frantic. I had lost her, and of course it was like it meant something because like we're not speaking to each other right now. So I, in a sense, I have lost her. So, but I dreamed she was a child again. I lost her in this amusement park, and I was frantic. I was going all over this amusement park looking for her, and what happened was, in the end of the dream, I went back to where I had last seen her when she was with me, and she was there.
Oh, okay.
And
That
so
makes a lot of sense, actually.
yeah, and so the message to me was, in looking for my inner child, it's like, where did you lose your inner child? And so that's why I need to go back to California.
Yeah.
That's why I was a child.
I didn't know that's what you're supposed to do, but I've been working on that myself. Just not really, just like randomly, I guess, like just feeling that I need to work on the part of me that, because I had to help my mom raise my brother and my sister, so I really didn't do a lot of childhood stuff. And now, like, when I start traveling, I'm gonna go like to the candy stores, the big fancy candy stores. I'm gonna go to some of the music parks.
Yeah.
The story that I'm waiting to write is one that I came up with as a child, but I didn't really get to expand on it.
That's what's with Red and all these stuffed animals. That's my inner child. My mother didn't have lots of stuffed animals when she was a kid, and like this owl was hers. She did eventually give it to us, and she had stuffed animals because she didn't have stuffed animals as a kid, and so she kind of knew the concept of sort of letting yourself be a child sometimes as an adult. This is from my mom.
Skunk.
Yeah.
My mom was talking about skunk tonight.
See, it talks too. All the animals she gave us
talk.
would talk. But how I'm doing. Yeah.
Yeah, I always thought it was normal for like some adults to have stuffed animals. Like almost every adult that I either follow on YouTube or hang out with in real life, we all have stuffed animals. And I thought that was normal. So if people go, "You still got stuffed animals?" I'm like, you don't?
Wolfie. This
Oh,
is my
little
Wolfie.
Oh, you got Grugo, the little baby Yoda everybody talks about. Grogu. Yeah.
Yeah, those are my new ones. I had a bunch that I got rid of. I did. It's funny, and then I started getting more, but I kept like special ones. Like this bear was from. I had a whole collection of bears. This bear was from my brother Tim that he gave my mom.
Oh,
And they both.
that almost like the Build-A-Bear type thing.
Yeah, he might be. I don't know.
I have a bunch of stuffed rabbits. I had a stuffed dog at one time, and my sister got a hold of it.
Oh.
And when I was little, I was kind of perfectionist. So when she damaged it, I was like, okay, somebody else could have it. All my stuff had to be perfect. My dolls had to be untouched. And my mom and my dad didn't realize that I was collecting the things that I was getting. So they didn't know that you should leave them alone because that's what I do. Because they were like, that's unusual for a 5, 6, or 7-year-old. I didn't want nobody to play with my stuff. I just wanted them to look nice on my shelf.
My middle daughter, she's my fourth child. She had a little doll, and when we got a dog, the doll's name was Molly, and the dog chewed up her doll.
Oh.
I finally found a doll just like it. But I had looked for a doll like it, and I couldn't find another one. But I felt so bad. I think she was about 6. She was so upset.
Yeah.
Um,
That's how I was when the first Cabbage Patch Kid that my mom had got me, and they never saw me play with it. I always like had it in a bed or in my bed, somewhere snuggled up. And when my sister got a hold of it, I think my sister just got a hold of my stuff out of jealousy. She wanted to play with it in the bathtub. I'm like, Mom, it's a cloth doll. I don't know how I talked then, but I knew that you don't put cloth dolls in the bathtub. And I kept complaining about it. They're like, why don't you put it in the dryer? I'm like, what does a 6-year-old know about dryers? But I was so tall, people forgot that I wasn't 8 or 9 years old. I was just a really tall kid. And by the time I was 8, I was tall as my mom. So it kind of threw things off for her. Now she tries to treat my niece the way that she wished she treated me, because my niece is just like me. Like she's growing up tall. She's born on my birthday. I was like, everything that has to do with me, she shows signs of that. It's like I want to be just like Auntie, but she hasn't said that. It's just like she's following that DNA pattern. The only thing she doesn't have right now is she's really, really bony, and everybody knows don't overfeed her. You don't want the same thing to happen to her. And grow up round and roly poly. She's a real actress. Like if she could act, if they put her in acting classes, she'd probably ace it. But the other things in life, like doing math and stuff like that, she's having trouble connecting because she has a learning disability due to her trauma in birth. So she can mimic people perfectly. She can mimic dancing movements. She likes the idea of tap dancing and gymnastics. So her mom was trying to get the dad to put her in things that she would be interested in, because he's focusing on what the boys want to do, because the boys are, they're really smart, they're fully capable. I mean, it's like, don't overlook her because she has a learning disability. There's still things that she likes to do. If you took her to tap dancing classes, she'd probably enjoy it. She wouldn't care about anything else. She likes to, make. She likes to sing, which is surprising to her mom because she didn't know that she would actually sing until I was singing with. She sing with me. She doesn't sing with everybody else, but she sings with me. And we listened to a song on TV just randomly. I started like making background music to with my voice with what the person was singing on the kid story, and she went and added another beat to it, and we were like harmonizing. And her mom was like, I didn't know she could do that. I said, well, we need to work on that because that's what she likes. She likes music. She likes dancing. So that would be her way to connect with others. And she likes acting. She was so dramatic, and she, even if she's not really sad, she'll hang her head and droop her shoulders and go, oh, walk around with her head down. I'm like, really? And then sometimes she'll be hanging out with her brother, and she's like, she'll act like her mom, Limo, no, Limo, don't do that. So she's just acting. Her brother's just laughing at her because she's imitating people. And she goes, Mom. She goes, Auntie, this is funny. Mom goes, you sit down. And she goes, makes her face all serious. I said, that's not funny. She goes, yes, it is. It's funny. So, like, I was like, she's like dynamic, but she's in a way that you have to, it's so subtle. You have to just pay attention to what she's doing, and then she'll be able to connect with you. Her mom doesn't know really how to connect with her because what she does is like imitation. But I told her that it's a sign of autism. And because I work with so many special needs people, I recognize it. So I know how to interact with her. And so she does so many different things when I'm there that her mom doesn't know what to do when I'm not there. And she just acts like a baby when my mom's there because that's grandma. That's like the big mama. So she like, hold me. Mom's like, you're almost as tall as me. You're going to have to get out of doing this. So you see like this big old girl sitting in her lap trying to lay like a baby. She's only 5, but she's like, Mom's like, you're almost taller than me. I said, yep, Mom, that's me all over again.
How tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
Wow.
Which is the exact age I was at the size that I was at age 13, and I stopped growing at 13.
Wow. Yeah, I think I stopped growing at like 14. I was 5'9".
Yeah. Everybody's like, wow, they called me too tall, which I found was a story. I was in a story somewhere in one of the movies that I really didn't watch. I'm like, huh? And they were like too tall and called me brick wall sometimes, depending if they were like playing PE against me because I could do sports. I wasn't really interested enough in doing sports as like something I would do in college. It was just a challenge, fun to challenge people and see what I can do physically. I preferred art because I could do my own thing. I wasn't just doing, the hitting the basket or, knocking the ball out of the park or, it was, I could do anything that I wanted to do. So I liked art. Unfortunately, no one really encouraged me to do things that had to do with art. And when I wanted to, then I found out that the college I was going to did not have the platform that I wanted. They just put me in web designing and they didn't tell me. I was like, okay, well, give me a associate's degree. I'm jumping out of this. You're not using up my money for something I don't want to be. So then now I'm like, okay, I'm having trouble physically and I can't really work. So I'm like, well, go back to what I was doing, telling stories and drawing the stories, characters. I said, maybe that was what I was supposed to be doing in the first place.
Yeah.
I'm on her live stream. Well, I was like, how is this working? Because I'm talking to you like you're in the car, and I'm on her live stream, so which means there's other people watching.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't really think about it.
I don't have I have 3 watching.
Yeah. I think the first time I did live streams, Roy and Becky got on, like, you're such a natural at this. I said, I don't really think about the fact people are watching. To me, it's like we're chatting and we're hanging out, not like there's a bunch of people watching. So So I would just talk about whatever I was doing. Would talk with the people that were making comments in the chat, and then come up with stories just random out of nowhere. Um,
I can
on
say another poem. It is my poetry stream. I should say another poem.
I actually have a poem in one of my poem books called Just Another Poem.
Do you have it?
I don't have it with me,
Ah,
but I remember it was something like I was looking for a poem and a something new to write, and when I couldn't think of anything, I said, "God, what should I write?" And then I realized that that was something to write about. The fact that something about talking to God, and so it was a poem after all, just my comments to God, what I had to say.
yeah. Yeah. My poems sometimes end up like that. They're just a
Yeah.
conversation with God or something I'm writing. Sometimes I start writing a status, like, and then I'm like, hey, that can be a poem, and it turns into a poem.
Yeah, I'm with you, Catherine Dottie.
Hmm.
I like hanging out with Roy and Becky. Sometimes if I can just start with them in the afternoon, then I could get like the rest of my day is
Yeah.
almost like you go to visit your favorite friend and you guys are creative, and then it just kind of rubs off on you. You go home and you finish doing what you were doing with your friend.
Uh-huh.
I used to have friends that we would do art or we would do something creative, and then I would go home and be like, let's see if I can make this better than what I was doing. When I grew up, I didn't really have a lot of friends like that. We were just like, it felt like I was everybody's big sister, so I didn't have a lot of close friends when I got older. But everybody's like, "You were popular when you were in high school." I was like, "I was." Yeah, remember that time you did this? I remember that. I just didn't know it made that big of a impression. I'm like, nobody ever felt like they had to worry about anything when you're around. I said, yeah, I felt like I was a second teacher.
You like
If someone was being picked on, I would say something.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I'm going to read another poem from here. Oh, I'm not on the.
It bounced. Yay, another poem.
This one. This is called Dark Horses. It's not just from. It's from the Katy Perry song, but there's also a Switchfoot song. Dark Horses. Strike. Oh, and a C.S. Lewis quote.
Oh.
Strike the bell, adventurous stranger. Pretend that you don't see the danger. So you want to play with magic? Break my heart and I'll break yours. We'll match. Strike it. Walk through the fire. You won't be burned. He promised. This love will make you levitate, defying gravity. You radiate a powerful presence, like an overwhelming being. Take me to the ocean. I want to go deeper. I was afraid. Then I saw your face. Now I'm a believer. That's a monkey. Then I saw your face. Now I'm a believer. Okay. Nobody else is popping in my basement. So Char will stay up here to keep me company. This is about the big house with all the cats. I think I did mention the cats in this poem too, did I? Let me see, did I? Yeah. Well, I mentioned the cat food. The 7-story house. Come and go with me. It's a big, big house where all the kids play. It's the house that built us. We do loud really well. That's we spelled with W-I-I, like the game.
Oh.
Hop on pop. Home's cool. Home's school. Pools, tools, parties, fools. Lightning, laughter. Conscience clear the morning after. Kids, cribs, coons, and the cat food. Witches, ditches, pull up your britches. Hide and seek, don't you peek. Music, mayhem, magic. Murder in the dark, soccer in the park. What's up, butts up. Don't fall, wall ball. Books, nooks, dirty looks. Dogs, frogs, hollow logs. Trees, fleas, pray on your knees. Games, trains, it's not lame. Camping, glamping, now we're revamping. Super moms, Sunday suppers. Dad's best barbecue. God's here, so have no fear. Love, let go, forgive, forget, have no regret. It will always be in my memory, a place for friends and family.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It's like something like I remember I probably would have wrote when I was a little bit younger. The first thing that you said in the poem, that "Come and Go with Me," reminded me of a song that I
It
remember
is
hearing when I was little.
come and go with me to
To
my
my
father's house.
father's house, come and go with
With
me
me
to
to
my
my
father's
father's house.
house.
It's
Great
a
big
big,
house.
big house with lots and
With,
lots of room. A
yeah, it's
big,
great.
big table with lots and
With
lots of food. A
it's
big,
great
big
yard
house.
where we can play football.
A big, big house. It's my father's house. Yeah, it's definitely from that. Yeah, all of my poems like have songs. Even like the one I read about the haunting. When I say, when we've been there 10,000 years, his voice will echo in my ears. That's from an old song, Amazing Grace.
Oh yeah.
When we've been there 10,000 years. Bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first begun. Okay, now I have 6 watching. Sheesh. I have 20 thumbs up.
Well, that's good.
I
6
guess,
watching, 3 thumbs up.
I guess lives are not my big thing now.
I'm lucky right now because only doing once a month. I'm lucky right now that I get 3 people. But if I could last a whole hour, sometimes people are like, "Well, you're gonna keep reading." I've only had an hour worth of activity.
So
I
you
thought
go
one of my
live once a month too?
I do a live stream once a month. Is usually the Saturday that follows.
That follows. Wait, we lost you. Where'd you go, Char? I have nobody in my basement. Char, come back if you can. Oh, there she is.
And closing the stream. One of my thumbs hit something, and then so I was gone for a little bit.
I was afraid it was me. I was like, well, no, I don't think I was. I was on somewhere else, and then I went back to it, and you were gone.
I was like, I found the poem. Oops. It was a poem I got in my dream. Like literally, I know it's the answer to a prayer, and it was so vivid, and I could see what was going on in the dream, and I could hear what was being said. And when I woke up, I just like, let me put this down before I forget. And the
Wow.
dream, I was walking along, and I could see that most of the United States had become kind of like a desert, and I was literally wearing just like the old garb, you know how they do in Saudi Arabia and overseas in the desert. It
Mm,
was just like a gown with something over my head to protect me from the sun, but it
mhm,
was bright white, not glowing, just like really pure white.
mhm.
And in the dream, I was looking over a hill, and I heard a voice say what was in the poem, and it shocked me because I actually remembered the poem, and my memory was going really bad. So
Mm,
because I remembered the poem, I wrote it down. I'm like, this is something I need to write down. Let's see if I
mm.
can find it.
Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, I had the words to the first poem in this book. I had the words to the poem
First poem in this book in my head when I woke up one morning.
Wow.
Yeah, that's weird. If you and I had thought about turning some of my poems into songs, and Paul McCartney talks about writing songs, and he says that sometimes he would have a tune in his head or something like that, or a lyric, and that's in the song. I think it's a song, yeah, Let It Be, where he says, I wake up to the sound of music. I wake up to the sound of music. Mother Mary comes to me, speaking words of wisdom. Let it be. So I will read you this one, but it's funny because it's the only one I went on my little I don't know, journey in the wilderness. I went on the wilderness, and I was kind of mad at God, and I lately I've been saying, like, I've been swallowed by the whale.
Yeah.
I was swallowed by the whale. And my beliefs now are a little different than before. So I'm not as zealous about people need to believe exactly the way I believe. I'm not as dogmatic as I used to be. So, but this poem shows how dogmatic I was.
Okay.
But anyways, I'll just read it to you. And the last line, when I finish it, the last line was in my head when I woke up in the morning. And so that's how it's called Fisherman. They've got to believe, I said to God. The Bible's true, they'll go to hell. That's the one line I'm not believing in hell the way I used to believe in hell. Trust me, he said, you mustn't yell. But God, they could die any day. They've got to believe. I must show them the way. Trust me, he said, I am the way, the truth, and the life. Fishing is a passive sport. Settle down, Susan. You're rocking the boat. I dreamed of fishing and realized God brings them to you, the bait he provides. Do you have something they'll thirst for? You must be salt, but I am the door. Trust me, live a holy life. Always be ready to give a reason, every day and every season. Hold forth the truth and never be a stumbling block to those who would come to me. So that last line, hold forth the truth and never be a stumbling block to those who would come to me. That was the one that was in my head when I woke up.
Okay. I wonder how many of us that were like really wanting to bring people to Christ have the dreams about being the fisherman. Because I remember being like, I was on the boat, like what Peter was with God, but I wasn't like in Peter's shoes. I was watching because God was showing me that the longer you wait, the more people come, and you can draw them in all at once, or you can pull in a few at a time, and eventually you'll have even more. It doesn't matter because you're still bringing in people. That's the point. It's to bring in people, not to focus on bringing in a bunch of people or be like, I have to do it one at a time. It doesn't matter as long as you're bringing people in. And I remember having that dream. I had to have been like 8 or 9 years old. And I was just so fascinated. All he said is, wait. And he goes, now. When he said now, then it was like the net was so full that you could see the boat pulled down with the weight of the fish. And I was like, is this how Peter felt when he witnessed this? Because you're thinking, oh no, we're going to tip because there's so many fish. But he knew the perfect timing for it. And when he said it's time, then everything came together at once.
Yeah. Timing. Oh, yeah. That's what else I was going to do. It's poetry. No one else is popping in my basement. All right. I'm going to go till 11. We'll see.
I did find that poem that was in my dream. I could read it to you guys.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead. Yes.
Okay.
It's almost 11. I can't believe it.
when I was looking around in the dream, I could see myself from behind, and I couldn't really see my face, but I knew it was me. And when I looked over the hill, at the same time I was looking over the hill, I could see the sky was changing. And the voice said, "You think you're lost as you have had to wait, but you will grow and flourish set on your way through destruction and chaos when the stars begin to play." I was like, okay,
Mm.
I understand it because I've been doing a lot of Bible reading and noticing how there's a lot of destruction and a lot of disasters going on.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, am I supposed to be on my way doing what I'm supposed to be doing for God, or what's going on here? And so I got that answer, like, you're moving as you are supposed to move right now.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
not your time yet to go full out, so don't worry.
That's interesting. I feel like God gives a lot of like reassurances like that, which
Oh
is
yeah. Oh
nice.
hey, old car junkie.
Oh, old car junkies in here? How come I don't
Yeah.
see you? Hey, Teddy. Hi, welcome in. Good to see you. It shows up first on the YouTube side, and then the other
Yeah.
side. So yeah, so things that happened here recently, and I was thinking of going sooner. I was thinking of going this month to Denver, but but I couldn't because I wasn't really ready to go yet, and I needed to do my taxes and stuff like that. And they even like, what happened? I got jury duty.
Oh wow.
The jury duty.
That's like something you don't expect ever to happen.
Yeah, and they said they could call me. I mean, I don't want them to, and it's just like, I'm leaving. Bye. They're like, oh, that's easy to get out. You just lie, say this or that or the other thing, and you can get out of that. And I'm like, I really have this thing about lying.
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that.
Mm-hmm. That's how I am too. I'm like, what do I say? I've gotten more bold as I've been. My fact, I think I was more bold when I was younger because people say you're not supposed to directly say stuff to people like that. You're being rude. I'm like, huh? Thought you're just supposed to tell them what you just tell them whatever comes to mind.
Yeah, I'm being more honest.
Yeah, they're like, there's
And
a nicer way to say that. I'm like, there is.
yeah.
Now I'm older, I understand that I can say things that are encouraging and at the same time telling them, hey, watch out.
Uh-huh.
But I had to practice on that.
So like anyways, back to what I was saying about, I was thinking of leaving, and then I decided like, oh, I have to stay. And then I have this thing where when my mom passed away, I saw a dove.
Oh wow.
And since I've been on the road, yeah, and I heard a dove also. And since I've been on the road, I've seen them certain times. Like I was in Salt Lake City and I was really discouraged, kind of, and I was going to get my nails done, and then I thought like, oh, I shouldn't. It's too expensive, and blah blah blah. And I had to park by this. It was like a Wiener Schnitzel or something, but there was room for me to park. And I was still thinking, I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't even bother doing this. And I look over and I see a dove. And like, like how often you see a dove in a parking lot? It was like weird. So on top of a car. And I felt like that was like my mom being like, it's okay, like it's just get your nails done. You know what I mean? It was like to me. And so in certain times I've seen that, and I never had seen one. I had seen one when I went on a walk here, but never at the house. And I went down one morning to get coffee, and this was like last week, and I heard the dove cooing.
Oh,
And
that is so weird.
yeah.
'Cause it's been a long time since I heard one cooing, and just the morning I was waking up, and it was really early. I normally don't wake up really early, but I've been waking up early, and I could hear that, just that soft.
Yeah.
Like,
Mhm. I heard it
why
tonight.
I haven't heard one in so long.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
it makes you feel relaxed when you hear them.
Yeah. And it's just like, because I'm always like, I'm doing the wrong thing. I'm in the wrong place. And I don't know why. I get this anxiety. I'm not supposed to be here. I'm supposed to be there. I'm supposed to be doing this. And it's just like, calm down. You're right where you're supposed to be. And that's what the dove says to me,
Mhm.
because I'm like, oh, now this happened. I need to leave, and I was being like that. I was being like, okay, I need to leave. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm running away,
Yeah.
but yeah, but recently it's not. It's like, calm down. You're right where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
when you need to be somewhere else, you'll be there.
Yeah.
Just like,
Sometimes I feel like I'm
no.
overstaying my time to be somewhere, but then I get the reassurance that nope, you're moving at the pace you need to.
Yeah, and there's a lot of poetry in the Bible, and so this was what I was thinking of reading, and maybe we're about to close out. Maybe I'll close out with this. To everything there is a season and a time for every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck what is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to gain and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to throw away, a time to tear and a time to sow, a time to keep silent and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. That's from Ecclesiastes 3.
Ecclesiastes. Okay.
Ecclesiastes. That song by the Birds. To everything turn, turn, turn. There is a season, turn, turn, turn. And a time to every purpose under heaven.
I'm doing pretty good on card jerky. Yeah. I had noticed a kind of like a version of that poem in the Bible. I have to find that poem at some point. And when I'm on here again with you, I'll read it, because I'll just put it on something where I could keep it nearby, because it was something like that, but it was like the younger, like the child's version of saying it.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end I put, no matter the time, that everyone has a time, and their time, something about their time comes, and when that time comes, it may be different, but everyone has a time. And it was about everyone has a mission, and everyone has a time to function in a mission, and it doesn't matter when their time is, but they all have one. They just have to they have to look for it, and they have to wait for their time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's good. Well, y'all, I'm going to say goodnight, I think. 2 hours is about good. From time flies when you're having fun, though. It was fun.
Yep.
That was fun.
Good night.
Good night. We're going to sing the Sound
Okay.
of Music song.
Again, I say good night.
I love that. I love that movie. You and you. Let's stay up and taste our first champagne. Good night. Good night.
Good night.
Thank you all for coming in.
Take care, everybody. Have a good night.
Yep. Love you. Good night. Mwah.